students, now let's continue with capital busting method. So these two methods we have already done in one of the video. Now this is using the time value of money concept. These are the two methods with net present value of internal rate of return method, which we will going to cover into this session. So before coming up on the exact type of method, let's understand the time value of money. Very simple concept. What does the time value of money concept says? It simply says that a rupees today worth more than a rupees tomorrow. Okay. For example, if you are getting 100 rupees today and if you are getting 100 rupees 1 year now, so both of these 100 rupees will have a different value for you. These 100 rupees which you are getting today will have more value for you compared to this 100 rupees which you are getting 1 year from now. Let's understand this with this example. Let's say you are having 100 rupees today. Let the rate of interest on the government security 5%. So what you have done by using these 200 rupees, what you have done, you have put this 100 rupees into the government security. So if you don't know about the government security, for time being, take it something like that. You have deposit that money with the government, as there is a mechanism of the government bonds and other things. So in that mechanism I am not going presently. So just take it like this. This 100 rupees which you are having, you deposit this 100 rupees into the government security and into the government account, and government is giving you in return 5% of interest. So future value of this 100 is 105. For example, if you are not using your 100 rupees today, you are using this 100 rupees or you are depositing this 100 rupees into a bank, and that is giving you the 5% of interest. So total future value of this 100 rupees is 105. So now you can say that 1 year, if you are having 100 rupees today, if after 1 year you are getting 105 rupees 1 year from now, so these two will have the same worth for you. This 100 rupees is on today, that is today, and this 105 is 1 year from now. So this 100 rupees which is you are getting today and this 105 rupees which you are getting 1 year from now will be having the same value. Okay, so here you can say that 105 worth equal to 100 rupees 105 from 1 year from now will have the same value as 100 rupees today. So you can say that over the time value of the rupees is decreasing. Okay, so this is what this example is emphasizing. Now this is called the present value of 100 rupees, nothing called the, we can say that is the present value of 105, or we can say that 105 is the future value of 100 rupees. Now next, let's take another example. Now if you will get, it is given to you, that is you will get 1000 rupees 1 year down the line. Let the rate of interest is 5%. Okay, you get the 1000 rupees down the line and let the rate of interest is 5 rupees. Now question says that, or the question is, how much those 100 rupees value you today, and what is the value of those 1000, sorry not 100, 1000 rupees is of today. You are getting 1000 rupees 1 year from now, that is let's say on next year same day you are getting 1000 rupees, but you are not getting anything today. But if I ask from you, what is the value of this 1000 rupees for you today? So what is value of 1000 rupees for you today? It would be not equal to 1000 rupees, it would be definitely less than 1000 rupees. Okay, because again the value of rupees, as we go into the future, value of rupees falls down, or other way around I can say that as I came back towards the past, or as we came to the present, value of rupees increases. Okay, so 1000 rupees value would be less than today, less than 1000 rupees today. Okay, let's understand this. If you have understood this example, so this example will become a simple thing for you. Let's do this. Now let the present value of 1000 rupees is z, that is the 1000 rupees which you are getting 1 year from now, its value, let's say as of today is z. Okay, just we have taken a z number, arbitrary number. Now the 1000 which is a future value which you will receive into the future, that should be equal to present value of z plus interest which you will earn on this z, that is z plus z into 5%. So this would be a present value, this would be equal to 1000 rupees, so where z is the present value of 1000 rupees. From here you can easily get the present value of z, which would be nothing but 1000 over 1.05. This would be 952.38 would be the present value of 1000 rupees. So rupees 1000 1 year from now down the line is value 952.38 today. That means if you are getting 952.38 today, it is having the same value to you, or it will give you same happiness to you if you get 1000 rupees 1 year down the line. So 1000 rupees of 1 year down the line is same value as of 952.38. So that means 1000 rupees value is rupees value has decreased as you are gone to the future. So this is the thing. Now this is the present value of 1000 is 952.38. So this is the example where we have understood the present value concept. So everything I am summarizing here. Present value of a future cash flow, just run the future value calculation in the reverse order as we have done in the last example. Like in the last example, 1000 rupees is the future value which you will get in future, is divided by 1.05 or multiply. You can also say that it's multiplied by 1 by 1.05. Now this 1 by 1.05 is called the discount factor. Now present value is nothing but discount factor, that is 1 by 1.05 into my cash flow 1 year from the down the line. So discount factor I can easily say that it would be nothing but 1 over 1 plus r. This would be nothing but your discount factor, and where r would be called the discount rate. R will be called the discount rate. We will study in great detail about the discount rate. Now this is nothing but determined by the from where you have raised the fund. So we will understand this. So now where r is nothing but, you can say that r is, in our example, r is taken that interest on government, and r is the reward that investor demand for accepting the delayed payment. Okay, so we will see that r is nothing but your as we have told you that it would be called discount rate, it would be called opportunity. There are lots of names for this r, and this r is reward that interest investor demand for accepting the delayed payment. So basically what are we saying? Let's understand this line. Okay, if you are receiving 1000 rupees 1 year down the line, okay, for example here in the last example, this, and in the present time you can receive Z, and you have divided by Z into r percentage. Okay, so this which we have essentially done. So presently you can get Z amount, but you are not getting it. You are saying that I will get in the future 1000 rupees. In return of that, you want r as a return. Okay, r is a reward, because this is nothing but this would be Z plus r percentage of Z. So you can say that r is an interest over the Z, or r is the reward which you want to have because you not using this Z presently, this Z amount presently. So r in a way is representing the reward the investor will demand for accepting the delayed payment. Now discount rate, which I have already told you, r is the discount rate. It's also called hurdle rate, opportunity cost of capital. Basically this is also called opportunity cost of capital. We will also understand this in one example. Okay, why it is called, why we are calling it opportunity cost of capital. So for timing you can ignore this line, otherwise as we will proceed further you will able to understand this thing. Now r is also depend upon the riskiness of the cash flow. Again this we will understand through example. These all things we will understand through the example. Now for example, a safe rupees is worth more than a risky one. So let's understand this. Now this is an example, important example, where we are using just the concept of the present value of a present value method. Very good example to understand the things. Let's say you are having some investment opportunity in your city. Let's say there is a space which is vacant, and you can buy that space for rupees 1,50,000. Okay, this is a much money you can use to buy that vacant space, and it is expected in future shortage of office space will fetch you rupees 4,20,000 next year if you develop office building on that land. What does it saying? It is saying simple thing that there is a vacant space into your city, and if you build up the office building here, okay, you will build up the office building here, then what would happen in future or in the next year itself, this office building you can sell into the market, and that sales will give you 4,20,000. Okay, although very small example, but good for understanding purpose. That is, if you develop a office building on that vacant space, that will fetch you rupees 4,20,000. Developing office building costs you 2,20,000. That means you have to buy a space for 1,50,000, and you have to build up a building on that vacant office space and it will cost you 2,20,000. Total cost for you 3,70,000. These are total costs which will be incurred for buying the land and building the office space. Now if you sold this office space into the in future or in the next year, you will get 4,20,000. Okay, this much of money you will get. Now question says that whether you should invest it into this project or not. You are getting 4,20,000 and you are foregoing is 3,70,000. 3,70,000 will go from you. Okay, because you will have to buy the land and have to build up a building. Now question is very simple. You have to say whether you should invest into this building or not, whether it will give you a return or not. So how you will proceed? So if you don't know about the present value concept, what the most of the people will do, I will get 4,20,000 and I have to invest 3,70,000, this much of profit I will earning, and I will be happy in making this investment, because this will be nothing but greater than zero thing. But it is a wrong method. You should not do like this. What we have to do, we have to, because 4,20,000 you will get 1 year from now. We assume that it's a 1 year horizon, that is in the next year only. Then 4,20,000 you will get 1 year from now, whereas 3,70,000 we are assuming that you have to invest as on today. 3,70,000 you have to invest as on today, but in the this 4,20,000 you will get after 1 year. So it would be wrong to compare 4,20,000 with 3,70,000. What you have to do, you have to calculate the present value of 4,20,000 and present value of 3,70,000. Okay. So present value of 3,70,000 would be nothing but 3,70,000. Why? Because this money is going from your pocket as of now. But 4,20,000 you are getting 1 year from the now, from 1 year from now. So you will get 4,20,000. The present value of 4,20,000 will be nothing but 4,20,000 divided by 1 plus R, discount rate. Okay, R is nothing but your discount rate. Now by using this method, you will able to, whatever the number will come, we'll look at the R also. Whatever the number will come, that number should be compared with 3,70,000. So same thing I have done here, that is compare the present value of the investment and return. Don't make the mistake to compare 4,20,000 with 3,70,000. Compare the present value of the investment and return, and present value of 4,20,000 would be 4,20,000 divided by 1.05, and present value of 3,70,000 is nothing but 3,70,000. Why I have taken a 5% here? So that we understand in the next slide. So timing, take it like as a 5% only. So as it is coming 4 lakh, so 4 lakh is greater than 3,70,000. So definitely you should make a investment. So in this way you have, for the first time we have used the concept of present value. Now let's go one step further of understanding the concept. Why? Because this 5% making all the changes. If rather than 5, if I will take 20%, then picture would be very much different. So this 5% become an important thing. So now let's say this. Let's understand this. Why we have taken a 5% thing. If you have read the question carefully, it has been written then assuming it is a sure thing. What is the sure thing? That is, you will definitely get 4,20,000. Okay. So if I will assume that it is a sure thing, so just consider the figure here. If this is a you and you have to take a decision, you are having some money, let's say you are having 3,70,000 with you, and you have two options. One option is that you can invest this 3,70,000 into the government security. Another option is that you can use this 3,70,000 and you can invest this 3,70,000 into real estate. Real estate basically nothing but you can say that this office building stuff. Okay, that is you can invest that money into office building stuff. So in these two parts you can invest the money either into government security or into real estate or into the office building. Rather than real estate I will use the term office building. Okay, that would make more sense. So now if you are investing into the office building, you cannot invest into the government bond or government security. If you are investing into the government security, you cannot invest in office building. Now, okay, I am taking the decision that I will invest into the office building. Now, if I invest into the government security, I will earn 5% of interest. So, by doing the investment into this office building, by doing the investment into the office building, I am foregoing this 5% of interest. By investing into the office building, I am foregoing this 5% of interest. So what I would say that if I am going to invest into the office building, I should get at least 5% of return. So that's why this 5% is also called the opportunity cost. Why? Because you are foregoing an opportunity of earning 5% of interest on the government security by doing the investment into the office building. Okay, so that's why, because we have seen that 4,20,000 is a sure thing, and in the government security is also considered as a sure thing. So where you will definitely get the 5% of interest rates. So you have taken a 5% as a discount rate. But in place of this, if office building is riskier thing, okay, both government security and office building is not having the same risk. Here it is a sure thing, here let's say it's not a sure thing. Now not a sure thing basically what does it mean? The figure which is 4,70,000, sorry 4,20,000 which has been committed, that you in the next year will get, it can be 4,20,000 or it can be less than 4,20,000, it can be little more than 4,20,000. So it's a riskier thing. So there can be fluctuation on this money which you will get in the future, which is not a sure thing. In most of the cases, real estate or office building development is riskier than the government security. Now it would be unfair for this investor for you to compare office building with the government security. If in the government security you are getting 5% of a return, so on office building you should get more than 5%. How much more, that we'll look at. Okay, so now what you have to do, you have to find out some assets which is having the same risks. Okay, so what is it written here? If you believe that investment in the office space is as risky as investment to the share market, which fetch you the 12% of return. Now you are having the option, you are having a third option. Now third option is you can invest into the share market. Okay, you can invest into the share market. This is a riskier thing. What do you mean by risk? That is, it cannot give you any promise interest. It can be little more, it can be little less, or it can be much more, or much less. Okay, so now if you assume that this share market and office building having the same risk, okay, here and here the risk is same, and you know that share market is giving you the 12% of interest or 12% of return. So in this case, if you are choosing to invest into the office building, so you should get at least 12% of interest. Okay, because by investment into the office building, you are foregoing the opportunity to earn the 12% of return on the share market. So that's why in this case, if you believe that investment in the office space is as risky as investment into the share market, which will fetch you the 12% interest, which means share market will fetch you the 12% interest, then your discount rate should be 12%. So now the same thing I have done here. Compare the cash flow statement, cash value of your investment, cash inflow and cash outflow, and present value of 4,20,000 is 3,75,000. If I will take a 12% of your discounted, why we have taken a 12% of discounted, that I think you should understand now. Present value of cash inflow is greater than present value of cash outflow, so you should make an investment in this. Here also you should make an investment, but in this case also this is coming 3,75,000, which is greater than 3,70,000. Okay, so investment should be made. So this is about the present value concept. Now in the next part we will understand the decision making on basis of this present value concept, where we are having a discount cash flow for a different years.